We always root for the hero to win, to defeat the villain, to save the world, bring peace to the kingdom. But what happens after the hero wins? The credits roll and we move on. But for the characters left behind, their story doesn't just end there. That's where one of the most beautiful anime in recent years begins. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. Frieren starts not with the battle, but with the after. The Demon King is already defeated. The legendary party, the hero Himmel, the priest Haita, the warrior Eisen, and the maid Frieren returns home victorious. There's a huge celebration, the war is at peace, and the heroes part ways. But for Frieren, an elf who lives for centuries, that victory is just a moment in her endless timeline. 50 years pass in what feels like a blink to her. When she finally reunites with her own comrades, they've grown old, and mortal life hits her like a spell she never learned. As Himmel dies of old age, Frieren realizes she barely knew him. She never tried to understand the people who fought by her side. And that guilt becomes the start of her new journey. Not to defeat evil, but to understand what it means to live. You know, there's something really special about Frieren's primacy. It's not about saving the world. It's about living it once it's been saved. We spend so much time watching anime about battles, goals, the next big challenge. But when it's over, what happens to the heroes who no longer have something to fight? For Frieren, that emptiness is painful, but also peaceful. She starts noticing the beauty in small things. Sunsets, human kindness, even regret. And maybe that's why this story connects with so many of us. Because one day, every one of us finishes a quest. Maybe it's school, a relationship, a dream we chased for years, and then suddenly it's quiet. The silence of the victory can be scary, but it's also where growth begins. Frieren is not the only anime to explore the question, what happens after the end? One example is Violet Evergarden. After years as a child soldier, a weapon with no personal identity, Violet has to learn how to live in a peaceful world. Her new life begins after the war ends, and she starts working at CH Postal Company, initially without any understanding of emotions or her own feelings. She decides to become an auto-memory doll, to learn the meaning of I love you, which was Major Gilbert's last words to her, and to better understand emotions. In her role as a ghostwriter, Violet writes letters for others, and each client's story helps her grow, moving from a doll-like state to one with her own thoughts and feelings. The core of her journey is the internal struggle to process her past trauma and understand love, particularly through her connection with Major Gilbert and the meaning behind his last words. It's not about war anymore. It's about healing. Maybe that's what Frieren wants to teach us. That peace is not the end. Maybe it's the beginning. When we lose something, or maybe someone, we often think, what now? But that question is exactly where life opens up again. Frieren learns to laugh, to travel with new companions, to remember the people who matter. Her magic is not just spells anymore. It's memory, compassion, and time. I think that she teaches us that the smallest moments, a smile, a shared journey, a quiet sunset, are worth just as much as defeating any demon king. And maybe that's the real reward of any quest. So tell me, if you have finished your big quest, what would you do next? Would you rest, travel again, or maybe just sit under the stars and finally breathe? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to read your thoughts. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!